Yo, what's up, everyone? And not only welcome to the start of this Atlanta Braves franchise, but also welcome to the channel, guys, as this is also my first video, and I hope you guys like it. But let's get down to business, guys. The Atlanta Braves, by no means, is not that good of a team. Maybe 3-4 years ago, they were a somewhat decent team. They always contended for the wild card race. Usually it was the Nats that got it, and occasionally the Braves might they might get the NL East. They might get the NL East division title, but for the most part, I don't know. They were still a contending team, and now they are by no means a contending team. They're one of the bottom tier teams in the MLB. So let's look at some of our guys here. As you guys can see, we only have 4 guys above 80: Freeman, Teheran, Vizcano, and Markakis, the former Oriole. We are in no means in good shape. So it's definitely going to have to take a pretty big rebuilding process to get us back in the swing of things. So for this series, guys, I definitely want it to be realistic, as MLB The Show is definitely one of the most realistic games out of all the sports games. So I kind of want to translate that to the front office as well. And a team usually doesn't do a bunch of moves like at the beginning of spring training, and a lot of guys, they'll start up their franchise and they'll make a bunch of moves right away after doing rebuilding. But I'm not really trying to do that. Like I said, I want it to be realistic. So I'm gonna make rebuilding type moves throughout the season. Mid-season, before the trading deadline in July. And I want you guys to help out with that, make suggestions or whatever, and we can get rid of some of these veterans, because there is a lot of old guys on this team, but there's also some young guys, so we definitely still have a hope for the future. And without further ado, let's do the team overview. All right, we're gonna start in starting pitchers. Julio Teheran, definitely the ace of the rotation, and we got a couple young guys: Matt Whistler, Williams Perez. They're definitely going to make a rotation spot, most likely, this season. And Perez is only a C potential, but he's still only 24, 73 overall. He has a good chance of being a solid starting pitcher here in the MLB. Julio Chacin, a 28-year-old. He also, I'm not really sure what to do with some of these middle-aged guys, same with Bud Norris. By the way, I know they're not middle-aged. They're middle-aged in MLB. They're the 40-year-old equivalent of an everyday person, I guess you could say. I don't know what to think of Bud Norris. He had that one really good year with the Orioles. I think he had 14, 15. Yeah, he had 15 wins in 2014, and then 2015 it was just a drop off. So we'll have to see with him. And this is actually Manny Buenos. See, I don't know if he would regularly make a rotation spot, but the reason he might is because he's one of the only lefties I'd really bring up. Our only other decent lefty, even to speak of, is Sean Newcomb. But Sean Newcomb's an A potential. I want him to develop a little bit more before I bring him up, just because he's so promising. I don't want to bring him up too early. But other than that, John Gant, Fultinoix, Kelly, Aaron Blair, they're all righties. So it definitely looks like Manny and 4 of these other guys are going to be the starting rotation. Relief pitching, Jason Grilli, definitely going to be one of those veterans we're going to end up trading most likely for some prospects, or maybe even just some younger MLB-ready guys. But he's decent, though. He'll be a setup guy for the beginning of the year here. Paco Rodriguez is injured in real life. That's why he's in single A. I'll bring him up eventually. Hunter Cervenka, the best, probably not even the best lefty in the bullpen. He's probably just our best lefty. He's probably better than Manny. But 25-year-old rookie, he has no MLB experience, but he's probably going to get a lot of innings here this year. Chris Withrow, decent mid-pen guy, 27-year-old. He had some good years with the Dodgers, I think, yeah. And then he got injured. It'll be good to see what he can do. Shea Simmons, Alexi Ogando, some guys that can fit in. Alexi Ogando is a veteran. And another veteran, Jim Johnson. Don't really know what to make with both of these guys, but we'll see what we can do with them. Ian Kroll, Erica Flathery, he's also a lefty. It's really a shame what happened to Erica Flathery. As you guys can see, he was such an elite relief pitcher for so many years, and he just kind of fell off. And now he's a 67 overall. He used to be an 80 overall. And we got a couple other smaller tier guys in AAA here. Weber, Marcus Berry, and Cuniff are actually Double A, and Daniel Winkler. We'll see what they can do. I don't even think a lot of these guys are on the 40-man roster. And closer, obviously, guys, we have a good closer. Catching, AJ Pierzynski. Definitely another guy we're going to trade. No doubt, and he's not really what he used to be. I hope he performs well, though, because then maybe he can be worth something. Tyler Flowers, our backup catcher, and maybe he could be the future catcher for a while. I know 30 is kind of old, but if you guys look at some of the other catchers in MLB, you got like Ruiz for the Phillies, Ross for the Cubs. Like, there's a couple other decent, like, 37-year-old, 39-year-old catchers getting it done. Like, AJ's still 75 at 39. Like, I'm not too afraid of the age for Tyler Flowers. He'll probably stay where he is or get a little better. So at the very least, he's going to be our backup catcher. And, I have no problem with that. And Ryan LaVarway is our minor league guy. 67, kind of what you expect, mediocre, third-string catcher. Freddie Freeman, our poster boy. Excited to see what he can do. I hope he doesn't get injured because although Kelly Johnson is good, that means we'd have to bring up another first baseman to back up Johnson. And these guys, I don't really know what to think of them. Tyler Moore, Brand Snyder, just some average minor league guys. All right, now looking at second baseman, we have Gordon Beckham, the former White Sox. Yeah, I was right. And hey, decent bat, decent fielder. But I think Jace Peterson, because of him being younger, he's going to get more of the starts. However, I don't really know what to make of Peterson. He's very athletic. He's a good fielder. But look at his contact, guys. Like, I mean, he doesn't have power, which is fine. But he doesn't even have much of contact. The vision and discipline are okay. But I don't know. Like, he's only see potential after all. So I won't have hesitation if we have to pull him if he's performing poorly. Reed Brignac, the veteran, I think he spent some years with Tampa Bay. Yep, Tampa Bay. 66, more for his defense. We'll bring him up if we need him. Now, third base. This is my vice. Okay, so Hector Olivero. There's definitely a few other guys that could play middle infield for me, like Reed. Kelly also plays second base and third base. We got guys like Daniel Castro, who am I looking for? Emilio Bonifacio, Chase Darnell. But the reason for me, I'm having Hector Olivero, a 31-year-old with not even a year. He has 34 days. Like, he's a September call-up, basically. The reason I have him is just because I think you need a pure third baseman. Like, you need a pure person in each position. Like, I'm not going to just have some utility guy starting at third base. I want an actual third baseman, even if he's, underwhelming. So that's why Hector Olivero is our starting third baseman. But he will most likely be like platooning. Like, I'm sure Gordon Beckham, Kelly Johnson. Like, trust me, Hector Olivero might get he might get like a third of the starts. So don't sweat it, guys. I know he's a 69 overall, and he most likely would not be here in the long run. Don't worry about that at all. Now, shortstop's another one of the veterans I talked about. We have Eric Ibar. Eric Ibar is Eric Ibar. He's kind of your solid starting shortstop. So I hope he just continues that here and kind of helps out these younger guys. Daniel Castro, 23-year-old, see potential. I don't know if he's going to make the opening day roster. It's just spring training here. He's a solid young guy, but you guys know where all the hype is. If you haven't heard about Dansby Swanson, he's like one of the top 10 prospects in MLB right now. I am so excited for Dansby. 22. I'm going to definitely wait for his overall to get a little higher, but maybe he can make it by the All-Star break. I'm so excited to use Dansby, and he's definitely the future of this franchise. Him and Sean Newcomb are definitely the future. And there's actually one other guy we'll get to in a little bit. Left field, Drew Stubbs, the former Red. Who was he with last year? I don't know who he was with last year. Cleveland, Colorado. He's been around the past couple of years, but Drew Stubbs, decent fielder, decent base runner, decent bat. He's just your decent average left fielder. We'll see what Drew can do for us. We don't have much going on in the minors in terms of prospects in left field. Center field, Ender Inciarte. He's young, deep potential, decent contact. Let me see, yeah. He's a good fielder. That 80 speed, that's very nice for a center fielder. We'll see what Ender can do throughout the season. He had some good years in Arizona to start his career, and I hope he continues here. I hope he continues it here in Atlanta. Thank God. Here we go. Malik Smith, 22, 71 overall, A potential. Like behind Dansby Swanson, he's definitely like my most excited for guy. Um, Power in the 40s, contact could be a little higher, but look at that. Look at that reaction, the fielding, 92 speed. He might as well be Billy Hamilton. He is fast, and that's definitely something to be excited for. In right field, Nick Markakis, the former Oriole, he's definitely another guy we could think of trading. It all depends like how much he actually is going to be worth in the trade market. He's a slightly above average outfielder, but he is 32 years old. So it'll be interesting to see what other teams might offer if we try to trade him near the end of the season. Jeff Francoeur, he started his career here in Atlanta, and he's been to a couple other places, and now he's back. So I hope Jeff Francoeur can pick up where he left off and get some nice pinch hits for us, some nice starts here and there. Probably against lefties as he is right-handed, but I'm excited for Jeff Francoeur. And Emilio Bonifacio, oh my gosh, he fell off. He was a pretty solid middle infielder for a while. Now he's just a utility guy in Miami. He spent a little bit of time in Chicago. He's been everywhere. And lastly, guys, we got Chase Darnell. Chase Darnell, he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Started his career there, and I think he played with Philly last year. Hey, I'm not really sure what to make of him. Let's look at him. The contact is pretty high, good vision, decent fielder, decent speed for an outfielder. It'll be interesting to see what we can do with Chase Darnell. But that pretty much wraps up everything, guys. Lastly, something I'd like to leave with you guys. I want you guys to kind of help me out with some of these position battles. Like with the starting rotation, Teheran, Whistler, Perez, and Manny, they are for sure in the rotation. But Jacine, Bud Norris, Gant, all the other young guys, except for Newcomb, I'd be willing, like even Aaron Blair and Casey Kelly, I'd even be willing to put them, like give them a start, as the number 5 guy. So, yeah, guys, just tell me who you think best deserves it. Norris, Jacine, the guys like I said. Relief pitchers, Grilly, Cervinka, Withrow, and probably Ogando and Johnson. Also Flathery, but I guess there's room for one more righty. There might be. So Ian Kroll, Ryan Weber could maybe be a long relief pitcher, or we could use another starting pitcher. So tell me what guys you think are worthy of a bullpen spot. Other people that might have a chance. There will probably be one more position battle because Peterson, Beckham, Johnson, Freeman, Rivera, they're all for sure. Castro, Malik Smith, Emilio Bonifacio, a couple guys that could be fighting. So if there's any of those guys that you prefer, I might wait to put Malik Smith on the team. I might not put him on opening day since he's just younger. But yeah, so tell me who you guys should think win those battles. I know they're mostly pitcher battles, but I'm going to say those position battles. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode. I'm going to sim spring training, and next episode I'm going to tell you the opening day roster, and we're going to start that first series. I think our first series of the year is against the Cards. I think it's someone in the NL Central, so I'm excited for that. So if you guys like the video, leave a like, and hey, comment. Tell me, you guys, what you're thinking. Tell me if you're excited for the series, and yeah, talk to you guys later. Peace.